Hey guys, so I don't have anyone on just yet. Oh yes I do, hello. So I think I'm right on time, yay. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Nichole. I'm a licensed massage therapist and I own Massage Móvil, which is a mostly mobile massage practice. And today we are going to be doing a free self-massage class. So I'm going to show you some things. But first, I want to wait a couple minutes, see if anybody else joins. And while we wait, I'm going to tell you some updates and stuff. First, this is my first live, so we'll see how this goes. I will lock my door, so hopefully nobody comes in. But the things that I want to talk to you about. So the first thing is some of you may know, but I do a month of giving in the month of November. And there's a couple things with that. So the first being that I am offering a complimentary 30 minutes when you book a 90 minutes. So essentially, if you book a 90-minute session, you're only paying for the hour. Now, I am all booked up for that currently, but Jose, my other massage therapist, he does have some availability. So when we're done here, I definitely encourage you to go jump on his schedule. He is mobile only, and that particular, the free 30-minute thing is for those people who are paying for the hour massage individually, so not for wellness bundles, unfortunately. Hello, Nikki, nice to see you. The other thing I wanted to mention is the other part of the month of giving. So this is where I am collecting donations on behalf of a local nonprofit called Gotcha Covered, and they benefit 3 different local nonprofits in San Antonio. So Haven for Hope, San Antonio Food Bank, and the Battered Women and Children's Shelter. So I'm accepting donations, anything that's food-based, clothing. I know they're looking for a lot of things like face masks and hand sanitizer, things like that. So you can drop it off at my office when you have an appointment, or you can, if I'm coming to see you or we're doing a mobile session, you can just hand me those items and I'll hang on to them for you. And then the last thing I wanted to mention before we get started is my upcoming Yo Massage session. So I don't know if you saw this last month, but I am partnering with Cinnaholic. They are an amazing cinnamon roll bakery. They are so delicious. And I am holding a Yo Massage class on their patio. It's this beautiful green space. You can see some of downtown. It looks really, really nice. So that is going to be November 22nd at 10 a.m. That is a Sunday. It is a 90-minute session. And with that, you're going to receive some breath and mindfulness, some gentle stretch, some massage, and you will also get a cinnamon roll. And their cinnamon rolls are huge, and they're vegan, and they're dairy-free, egg-free, lactose-free, I believe, cholesterol-free, all free, but they're so, so good. And you'll also receive a coffee with that. So if you're interested in that, I've got a post on it, so just head to my profile. You can click on the post and learn a little bit more. But the reason I wanted to bring that up too is because what we're doing today is almost like a very mini session of that. So we are going to be going through some breath work, a little bit of guided meditation. I'll show you some stretching, and then we'll also do some self-massage. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. I don't know if you can hear my music or not. If you can't, I definitely encourage you to find some relaxing music, maybe some gentle meditation music, anything like that. I'll wait a couple seconds if you want to turn that on before we begin. If you're ready though, go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Okay, I'm just sitting on a stool. We'll just be doing this seated, so it'll be very easy. Maybe go ahead and gently close the eyes. Take a few breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And if you feel comfortable, just join me in setting your intention to be present in this moment as you continue these breaths on your own, breathing in and breathing out. As you continue these breaths on your own, I want you to notice that cool air as it enters your system. Notice the warm air as you exhale. As you sit here, eyes closed, breathing, I want you to think just about our daily stressors. Sometimes just going through difficult experiences, they can lead us to feel a little disconnected from ourselves. With everything going on this year, that is something I'm sure we have all experienced. We can feel like we're simply going through the motions. And grounding is a practice of coming back to the moment, feeling connected to yourself, to your experience. And we're going to breathe here for a counted breath. Let's breathe in for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And we breathe out 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try that again. We breathe in 4, 3, 2, 1. And we breathe out 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and continue those breathing techniques on your own. Now, when you work to ground yourself, you're connecting energetically to the earth, allows you to live more authentically in your body, more in your present moment. Okay, let's take another counted breath, breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to begin to warm up the body. We're just going to gently raise both arms overhead, taking a deep belly breath here. Use one hand, I know you can't see, I'm going to bend a little bit, but use one hand to grab onto the opposite wrist. And we're going to begin to gently lean, okay, pulling that hand, leaning over to one side for a nice side body stretch here. Opening up that side body, breathing deep with eyes closed. I want you to imagine just tiny roots growing out the backs of your legs, out of your hips, of your pelvis. And just watch those roots grow gently down through your chair, through the floor. Now with a deep breath, I want you to gently come back to the neutral position, and we're going to switch sides. So this time you're grabbing the opposite wrist, again, stretching or lengthening the spine here, gently leaning towards the opposite side now here. And just breathing deep, imagining those roots just breaking through the foundation of the building into the soil. These roots are growing further and further down, connecting down to the core of the earth. And again, with the breath in, we're going to gently come back to that neutral position, releasing the hands. If it feels comfortable for you, maybe placing them on the chest, resting here for a moment. Know that here you are secure, you are anchored, you are supported. Now from here you can release the hands. As you breathe in for another count of 4, what we're going to do is we're going to begin to slide our shoulders up towards our ears, and then as we breathe out for 4, we're going to slide them back down our rib cage. Okay, so we're doing some shoulder shrugs here. So let's go ahead and breathe in for that count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And we exhale, sliding the shoulders back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try that one more time. Breathing in, shoulders towards ears. 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly back down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Can go ahead and slowly open the eyes if they've been closed, and we'll move into a bit of self-massage here. So we're going to work into our neck first. So I want you to turn your head to one side. You'll notice you have that little muscle, that scaly muscle pop up when you turn the head. And just with soft fingertips here, we're going to start right at the base of the ear, right at where that muscle starts. And just with some gentle circles and gentle finger pressure here, you're just going to begin to warm up that muscle tissue. You can follow that muscle all the way down. Be careful when you work a little lower here. And be gentle with yourself. You can work your way back up. And you just want to take notice of any areas of sensitivity, any areas of tension, any spots that you feel you want to spend a little extra time on. When you find that spot, you can begin to press into it. And again, what I'm doing might look a little different from you. That's okay. We have different bodies. My pain is different from yours. You're gonna press into it here, and you can hold that sustained pressure if that feels good, or you can add a little bit of movement. So you can look left to right. That's an option, left to right. You can look up and down. You can try ear to shoulder. And just try these different movements, see what works best for you, because depending on where you're at in the neck will kind of dictate what movement you really want to try. So get creative here. I can't see you, nobody can see you, so no need to be embarrassed, no judgment. And just create that movement, pressing in. If you just want to hold sustained pressure and that feels best for you, then you can do that as well. Remember your breath, maybe close the eyes here, go back to that breathing in for that count of 4, breathing out for 4. If you want to find a second or a third spot along that SEM, feel free. We'll be here for a few more moments. Again, pressing into that sensitive or tender area, using that sustained pressure, adding that movement if it feels good. So looking up and down, whew, it's a little sensitive there, looking left to right, maybe ear to shoulder. Again, moving how feels comfortable and best for you. Remember your breath, breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1, and out 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's go ahead and work our way now a little farther back, just kind of following that hairline, getting as close to the spinal cord as possible. Being careful not to work on top of the spine. If you want to switch hands, you can do that as well. Sometimes our hands get a little tired. But again, we're just creating these small circles, warming up this muscle tissue, taking notice of any areas that feel sensitive or sore or tight. And when we're ready, we press into that spot. And then again, you can add that movement, so you can look up and down. You can look left to right. You can look ear to shoulder, or if there's any other movement that you want to try, feel free. I'm going to switch hands. My arm's getting a little tired there. Remember that breath. Breathe in for 4. Breathe out for 4. And just enjoy this little bit of massage that you're providing for yourself. You didn't have to be here today, but you showed up. You deserve some gratitude. Let's go ahead and gently come off of that area, and now we're going to work to the other side. So go ahead and turn that head. Once again, we're going to start right at the base of the ear, right at the base of that SEM. Again, with finger pressure, we're pressing into that muscle tissue, warming it up, creating small circles as we work down the SEM. Working back up, again, taking notice of any areas of sensitivity or tenderness, any areas that need some love. Go ahead and press into it. As much pressure as feels comfortable for you. And if you want to add movement, you can do that as well. So again, you can look up and down. You can look left to right. You can do ear to shoulder. Just trying different things. See what feels best for you and for your body. If you want to just hold sustained pressure, if that feels good for you, then you can do that too. Remember your breath work here, breathing deep, long inhales, long exhales. Just imagining that muscle tissue just melting. Good, beautiful. Let's go ahead and work into a second or a third spot. And once again, what I'm doing might look a little different, and that's okay. You don't have to follow me completely. Do what feels best for you. Press into that muscle tissue, and if you want to add your movement, feel free to do so. And again, if you want to try a different movement, maybe you want to do rotation. I mean, it's really up to you. Try different things, see what works best. Just move slowly. Be gentle with yourself. Sometimes less is best. Go ahead and begin to work a little bit farther back, almost following that hairline. So we work a little bit closer to that C-spine. Maybe closing the eyes and just connecting with yourself. Really paying attention to any spots that feel a little tight or sore. If you want to use 2 hands, you can do that too. Again, it's all up to you. When you find your spot, go ahead and press into it, and then you can create that movement. So you can go up and down. Oh, that's sensitive there for me. You can go left to right. You can do ear to shoulder, or you can just hold that sustained pressure. Beautiful. Go ahead and gently come off of that. All right, next we're gonna do a stretch for our levator scapula. That's a muscle in the back of our shoulder here. So go ahead and take one of your hands and you're gonna place that behind that shoulder blade. Okay, you may not be able to reach all the way back there depending on your level of flexibility. That's okay. You wanna make sure that this elbow is aiming towards the side of the room. Okay, it's gonna be a different stretch if that elbow's forward, so really make sure it's off to the side. You're gonna take your other hand, I know it's hard to see here, you're gonna place that to the top of the head, and you're just gonna gently guide your head towards the corner of the room, so almost in a diagonal placement here. Okay, so just gently guide that head forward. Breathing deep here. You should feel a nice stretch in that shoulder. Again, making sure that elbow's towards the side of the room. Head is leaning towards the diagonal corner of the room there. Breathe deep. Fill the belly. Long exhale. Maybe feel yourself sink a little deeper. And then we can gently release, and we'll try the other side. So my other hand is going to go behind my shoulder blade. Again, my elbows pointing towards the side of the room, not towards the front, towards the side. My other arm is going to be placed onto the top of my head, and I'm going to guide my head in a diagonal, towards the diagonal corner of the room. Gently guide that head down. Again, elbow towards the side of the room, head leaning towards the corner of the room. Breathing deep here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. You're feeling that neck and head sink a little deeper as that levator scapula starts to loosen and soften. And we can gently release. Ooh, my hair got on my step. Beautiful. Next, we're gonna work into our trap. So this is the top of our shoulders. And I like to use my hand kind of like a little hook. If you have a lacrosse ball or a self-massage ball, you can also use that. But if you don't, that's okay, we can use fingers. We're gonna start right where that neck meets the shoulder, okay? So we're just gonna hook our fingers into that meaty part of our shoulder. If you wanna use your other hand to help support onto that elbow, feel free. But we're just going to work and press into that muscle tissue all the way from where the neck is towards the outside of the shoulder here. Again, taking notice of any spots that feel sore or sensitive or tender. And when you find that spot, go ahead and apply your sustained pressure. And you can stay here with that sustained pressure, or you can send this ear down to the shoulder, okay? So it's the opposite ear towards the opposite shoulder. You can see how that changes that feeling. You can also, with your ear towards the shoulder, roll that head forward and roll that head back. And just see what feels best for you, all these different movements. Maybe close the eyes, breathe deep as you work into this area. Gently come off of it. Let's find a second spot, maybe working a little bit more towards the outside or a little bit more towards the inside. Again, that's up to you. Press into that muscle tissue, send the ear, opposite ear down towards the opposite shoulder, and then roll that head forward and back. Breathing deep, in through the nose, out through the mouth. We gently come off. Beautiful. Let's shake out that hand. There's a lot of work for that arm. Let's go ahead and work into the opposite side. So again, go ahead and hook your fingers into that muscle tissue. You can use the opposite hand to support the elbow, and just working from neck to the outside of the shoulder, finding those spots that feel tense or sore or sensitive. When you're ready, press into that muscle tissue, and you can hold here if that feels good. You can send the opposite ear towards the opposite shoulder. You can roll that head forward and backward. Just try these different movements, see what feels best for you. When you're ready, maybe find a second or a third spot. Press into that muscle tissue, send ear to shoulder. Ooh, that's sensitive on me. And then you can roll the head forward and roll the head back. Breathing deep here. Enjoying this stretch, enjoying this bit of pressure into your shoulder muscle. And gently coming up and just finishing off with some circles here. And shake out that arm. Beautiful. Next, we're gonna do a little stretch for the chest here. So what I want you to do is you're gonna take one of your arms, you're gonna place it right in front of you, and then you're gonna send that arm all the way back, as far back as you can go. I'll scoot over a little bit so you can see me. So if this is if this feels good for you, you can stay here. If you want to intensify this, you can send those fingertips back and behind you, so you're placing them into extension. And if this feels good and you don't want to do any more, you can stay here. But if you want to intensify this, then you can turn that head towards the side. And now you're stretching all through this area. Breathe deep here, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Maybe seeing if that can't go even a little bit farther back. And gently come back to neutral, and we'll try the opposite side. So again, arm straight out in front of you. Send that arm all the way back, as far back as it can go. If this feels good, you can stay here. If you want to intensify, you can place those fingers into extension or send them back behind you, kind of flexing them up. And then sending that head towards the opposite direction. Breathing. Feeling the muscles of the arm and the chest relax and release. And then coming back center. Next, we're gonna work into our pecs. This is a really great area, especially if you spend a lot of time at the computer or on your phone or driving. We really wanna open up the chest. Okay, so for this, you're just gonna take, again, soft fingertips, and you're going to be working a couple fingers breadth underneath the collarbone, all the way from sternum to the front of the shoulder, or that deltoid, okay? So we're just gonna work with just a few gentle circles here, just taking notice of any spots that feel a little tight, a little tender, a little sensitive. Pressing into that muscle tissue. And then when you find a spot that you want to work a little deeper in, you can just hold that sustained pressure. Or if you want to intensify this a bit, then you can move that arm. Okay, so the movements that you have available to you, you can bring that arm straight up and down. You can bring that arm in front of you and swing it back and behind you. You can also do a snow angel type of movement, bringing that arm up, bringing the arm down. You can even do a cactus arm type of movement, so your arm's in that 90-degree angle, swinging that hand down and back up. So again, I encourage you to try all these different movements, because just like with the neck, depending on where you're at in your pec, will determine what movement feels best if you want to do movements. If you are good with just the sustained pressure hold, then that's perfectly fine as well. Again, you're just moving how feels best for you. If you find, go ahead and find your second or third spot, but if you want to work a little bit more towards the deltoid, some movements that you have open here for you are an internal rotation. So I'm internally rotating my arm, and not just from the elbow, but from that shoulder girdle, internally rotating it and externally rotating it, okay? You'll feel that kind of intensify. Remember your breath as you work through this area. Good, let's go ahead and finish up with a few circles as we work now into the other side. So again, you're a couple fingers breath underneath the collarbone. We're working from sternum to the front of the deltoid, warming up that muscle tissue with a few gentle finger pressure circles, finding those spots that feel sensitive or tight, maybe need a little bit of extra love, opening up this chest. And when you find that spot, you're going to press into that muscle tissue, and you can hold that pressure there, or if you want to intensify this, you can begin to create movement. So we're going to take one movement we have, we'll take that arm straight up and bring it straight down. You can bring that arm in front of you and then swing it back and behind you. That's sensitive on me. Ow. You can also do a snow angel type of movement, so sending that arm up and back down. You can also try cactus arm, so putting the arm in a 90-degree angle and swinging that hand down and back up. Okay, again, depending where you're at in this pec, might change the movement that you do. So try different things, see what feels best for you. Remember your breath, especially if you are on a sensitive area. And ladies, don't go too far down into the breast tissue because that can feel quite uncomfortable. If you're working more into the front of the deltoid, okay, so movement here is internal and external rotation at that shoulder girdle. So not just at the elbow, but right at that shoulder. You should feel the musculature kind of run underneath your fingers as you create that movement. Go ahead and find a second or third spot if you haven't done so already. Good. Let's go ahead and finish up just some nurturing finger circles here, and then shake out that arm. That was a lot of work. Good job. All right. Next, we're gonna do a few neck rolls to get that synovial fluid going in our vertebrae. So we're gonna start by taking our chin down to the chest. We're gonna gently begin to roll that head, kind of ear towards shoulder. We're gonna be moving very slowly here. And then bringing that head towards the back. Once again, opposite ear towards that shoulder. Bringing that chin down towards the chest. Remember your breath here. Sending the ear towards the shoulder. Make sure your shoulders are low, okay? Don't hunch them up. Back of the head towards the back of the, or towards the back. Again, ear comes towards the shoulder. Chin comes down towards the chest. We'll do that one more time. Ear towards the shoulder. Back of the head towards the back of the room. Ear again towards the shoulder. And then chin down towards the chest. Now let's move in the opposite direction, okay? So now we go back around, ear towards the shoulder, back of the head towards the back, ear towards the shoulder, keeping the shoulders down and anchored in, chin down towards the chest. Do that 2 more times. Just continuing this slow roll. Breathing deep here, chin towards the chest. We'll do it one more time. Ear towards the shoulder. Head towards the back of the room. Again, ear back down towards the shoulder. And then chin to chest. Very slowly begin to roll your head back up to a neutral position. Moving slowly here. Now, if it's comfortable, we're gonna end with a final relaxation, meditation, and breath work. Go ahead and close the eyes if that feels good. You can place the hands at the heart space or heart center if that feels nice. And as you continue to breathe here on your own, I want you to take notice. Just feel all the different touch points of your body that your body has with the earth. Imagine your root system again growing out and down from these different touch points. Feel yourself rooted in stillness, anchored into the earth. Feel that security, that stability, that safety. Let's breathe in for a final counted breath of 4, 3, 2, 1. And out 4, 3, 2, 1. Now when you're ready, allow your thoughts to come gently back to your mind. Maybe begin to awake. And thank yourself for a moment of peace that you've allowed yourself to embrace. You didn't have to show up today, but you did. That deserves a little bit of a thank you, so send yourself a silent thank you. I'm grateful for this moment with you. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. All right, guys, you can go ahead and gently begin to wake up the body or stay here for a few moments if you like. I appreciate you joining me for our first ever Wellness Wednesday. I'm going to try to do these once a month. Ideally, it's going to be on the first Wednesday of the month, so hopefully you can make it. All right, guys, have a beautiful day. Bye.